Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to A Day on the Farm. Well, I say it's a good morning. It's Monday, and it's chucking down rain. And if we look at the forecast, it's rain again tomorrow. And being mid-July, and 2 months to harvest crops, I need to get over and plant those 2 fields. Now, since the last recording, I have plowed and cultivated the fields. Um, and that was also done in the rain. So 3 straight days of rain, which is kind of odd because it didn't rain for like 3 weeks. But I need to get those fields seeded so they can start growing. So we can do one more harvest in those fields before the end of the crop season. And these sprung up last night, apparently, to growth stage 2. They're looking good. So my tractor should be right here. Yep, I left it right by the cedar so we can just hook right up to it this morning and get going. Yes, okay. I was just checking on the greenhouse there because I kind of forgot where those were at this point. All right, so the cedar. I love the sound that the tires make when it's wet outside. You can hear like that squishiness to it. Anywho. Let's see. Oh, I got plenty of lupine to do those 2 fields, so... Actually, I got a lot of everything, pretty much. Although the one thing I probably have to buy is canola. So I plant mostly that for the winter. So I may need some more canola. And I have enough for winter wheat as well. But right now, we just need the lupine to head on over these 2 fields and we'll get started planting, and we'll also fertilize today in this wonderful weather. Wait. Yeah, I think the wife's cooking. Now, today being Monday game and yesterday Sunday, on Sunday she did not collect the eggs or the milk. Now, that's one of 2 reasons. One, she didn't go outside because it was raining. Or 2, when they introduced the days of the week into the game, they were going to say that NPCs are going to act different on Sundays, so I don't know if she didn't collect the eggs because it was Sunday or she didn't collect because it was raining. What a beautiful day to start seeding. In real life, you wouldn't be doing this. So I can imagine it would just clog the cedar completely. But we're going for it. I was happy when I got this cedar because compared to the old one, obviously it does hold more. And also, it's much easier to complete seeding the entire field for some reason. But they may have, I think they may have fixed that. Before I bought this cedar, it used to be there was crop destruction even before the first growth stage. So as you were planting seeds, as you went around doing like the inside row on my right, if I went over any of the seeds I already planted, it would destroy them. So it's almost impossible. I think at best at most points I was getting like 91% of the field seeded because, well, every time you ran over the seeds that you planted, it just destroyed them. So you had to be very careful. but they did fix that. But I don't know if that was part of the old cedar problem or part of the mechanics problem. I was also wondering if they're going to add it. I'm seriously hungry. Okay. Let's take care of that right now then. What is it? But seriously, all 25? Yeah, we'll go a little bit. But I was getting ready to say, I was wondering if they're going to add like soil moisture to the game now that we got rain. And you can kind of see the moisture building up on the soil. They were going to add a watering kind of system to the greenhouse, so why not add it to the field as well? There's water everywhere on the map, so it's not like we can't go fill like a water tanker and hook up a sprinkler type of system to the fields. And the fields aren't ridiculously big to where a sprinkler system wouldn't work. What I mean by a sprinkler system, I mean like one that's removable, not always one in place. I mean, I can imagine in, big fields where they just have the ones that just, they're always hooked up in place. It's not removable sprinkler systems. Should there be that much dust forming behind me on a rainy day like today? Let's head back up to the farm to refill the cedar. I do have 45% left, which not quite enough to do the other fields. I might as well just come up and refill. Plus, while I'm up here refilling, I also need to dig into that hamburger that I got. I sort of can't wait until like August or September so I can start picking apples. I guess people said apples are in the game. But when that release came through, I was in like April or something like that, so I got a ways to go. Yes, fill the cedar, please. Before I forget. Hamburger. Hamburger at 9 o'clock in the morning. I've done that many times. Not much of a breakfast kind of person, like eggs and pancakes and, well, let's just say bacon. Then I'm on board for that. But John, seriously, get in the store. Alright, let's get this field seeded. At least working in the rain. I don't have to worry about washing the equipment afterwards because, it's doing it for me. Yeah, this field's going to come out all horror bad by the time I finish seeding it because the corners are just way too sharp for this thing to turn the further I go. I would like to see some more new equipment come along. I know a couple weeks ago when they brought out the smaller tractor and trailer, that was sort of a surprise to me at least. I wasn't expecting new equipment just yet in the patches. Like getting a seeder that's also like a fertilizer. That's not too much of a big deal, but there's other equipment that, you know, we can get along with. But I would like to see them be able to fix the grass so we can pick that up and be able to feed it to the cows, or, you know, kind of like make silage out of chaff and all that. So they have a lot of stuff they can add to the game. I mean, just look at the things you can do in Farming Simulator, just in farming itself. And this is just barely touched on what you can do in farming. I know a lot of people said they'd like to see a bigger plow. Yeah. But, in all honesty, the biggest plow that we got in the game now is too big for this tractor. So not only do, you know, people want a bigger plow, we kind of need a bigger tractor, or at least weights for the front of the tractor would be nice as well. I mean, the seeder doesn't add that much extra weight to it, but like when you put the plow on it, you'll see it's like a front end just about almost lifts off the ground. We are just about finishing up this field here as well. I've already taken care of all the bendy bits that I had a hard time covering. So it's just this little piece of triangle left. And you can see we're going to end up with at least 20%-ish amount of seeds left in the seeder. So it was, it covers it pretty good. And 98.69% of the field seeded. 98% seems to be my happy zone. Once I get that far on plowing, cultivating, seeding, I always usually say it's good enough. When it comes to fertilizing, not so much. So now we're going to go up and empty the seeder and put the seeder away. We won't need a seeder now until early August. Oops, I gotta empty the seeder first. I just said that and I forgot. Empty the seeder. Oops. Back right into the greenhouse. Brilliant. And drop it. Alright, let's get the slurry tanker. How much is in the... 86% in the storage. 38% in the tank itself. I should be able to fit it all in the tank. And I love getting the slurry spreader compared to the old one. It's, of course, holds a lot more, obviously. The working width is a lot better. And the biggest point for me was not the coverage, but the older slurry spreader, when it sprayed, kind of was like, you know, just, it wasn't, well, the cover, yeah, the working width, but the coverage area, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is the biggest improvement on it. I'm thinking this should be enough for both fields. Right about there. Doing this won't take long at all. Hopefully I can see where I've been when it's been raining out. Yep. I think I can tell the difference. Never done this in the rain before, so I didn't know if the rain would mask where the slurry's been spread. Like I said before, I bought both of these tanks. There's, I don't remember what garages both of them are at, but if you find one garage with one, there is two of these tanks in the game. And if you got 9 cows and 2 months in between spraying the fields, if you got the money, buy the second one, because you're going to need it, because your storage area is going to fill up before you can use it. Yep, still got over 50% slurry in the tank, and we just did the bigger field first. Turn it off. How do we do? 80%. I'll take that. Let's go over and get this field done. How much is in my tank? Yeah, 56%. So we're doing fine in slurry. This will be more than enough. I can't see us dropping even below 40%, I would think, when I get done with this field. It's only a couple quick passes for this small field, for this slurry spreader. I was going to hold off on doing the slurry. I didn't want to do it in the rain, but since I needed to bring the tractor over and empty my storage area, but I got to 100%, then I wasn't collecting anymore. I figured, well, if I'm down there and filling up the tanker, I might as well just take it out and spread the field anyways. That'll give me more time the next day to go out and do some work for NPCs if it's not raining out. Yeah, we'll get this little piece as well, even though I'm covering more area than is needed. How much is left in my tank? 38%, so yeah. So let's go park up the slurry tank back where we got it from. I was hoping that the traffic would be implemented by now, but that patch hasn't come out yet. And then with that patch, it was also going to be where the other farmers are out working their fields. Now I don't know if that means they'll be working their fields with tractors, or they can do it by hand, kind of like they do now, where they sit in their little tiny garden, just brooming the area, if you will. This game is still in early access. And in their discussion forums, they do have a discussion pinned by the devs about opinions and whatnot that players like to see put into the game. There's been a lot of good ideas put in there, so I don't know how much the devs are going to do or try to do. Ooh, just barely made that corner. Yep, unhooked, okay. I think we'll pull up to the barn and we'll fill her up. Actually, I'm going to do something I usually don't do, which is I'll actually just park it in here for the day. Let's see if I can get this in here in first person without messing it up. Let's see, refuel. And I hop out of the tractor right through the wall. Also, I'll give you, when that happened, it made me think of something. If you have the game and you've been getting job quests, I can't remember their names right here. We'll drive right over there and I'll show you what I'm getting ready to talk about here. Since it's raining, and I'm probably going to cut this day short on the farm because I can't do work for others. I actually got this tip on the discussion forums on the store page as well. Where am I needing to go here? Yes. Down here. Oh, this house right here. So I was getting job quests to come down here. But these two are stuck, are usually stuck in the house. They never come out. So just again, it's right in this location here on the map. So what you want to do is bring a vehicle down. Don't park too close. If you park too close, you can't get out. But if you park it somewhere like right about here, and then exit, you're right inside the house. And this is the little section that the two NPCs are stuck in. So if you ever get the job quest down here, you park like I did out there, exit out of your truck, you'll pop in this little room, and this is where they get stuck in. And you can take a job quest, and then in order to get back in your truck, I mean, you can go on the map and click on it, or if you hug the wall close enough, enter old pickup truck. And you're back outside, and you go do the job, and of course when you get the job done, you don't have to go back in, because in order to complete a quest, you only have to get within 7 meters of them, and you'll get your reward. Also, another thing you should do, because nothing worse than, you know, getting a lot of jobs done, a lot of work done. Matter of fact, I haven't done in a while is save often and have backup saves. But what you also want to do is, as soon as I get my pickup truck back to where I like to park it, which is like right about here. So if you go to options, auto save on quest finish on. So anytime you take a quest from an NPC and you do the job and you finish, it'll auto save, basically overwriting the game that you loaded. Meaning, so like if I load game, you can see I'm actually only playing one game going, but this is the game I loaded today, but you can see I have a backup save in case one doesn't load. So like every other day I just switch where I save what game and load up. And the one down here is sort of a, kind of like a major backup. But basically I loaded this game right here today. So if I were to go out and do a quest right now and I completed a quest, the game would save and it would overwrite this game right here. So just a little bit of a tip for you. Because I mean, it has happened to me before. I was doing a quest and I was plowing, unfortunately, this field right here. And I think I was about maybe only 40% done, which is still quite a lot. And I haven't saved it since I started. It was like 40% of the way through and the game crashed. And that was way back when they had problems where straw from fields, if you had too much straw in a field, it would just crash the game. And I just harvested my 2 fields here. I had straw way up here, but yeah, and I was way down here, so I didn't think that would have mattered. It crashed my game, and I was like, alright, that's why I learned backup saves. So let's, and all these tractors here, this is what I do with my old tractors, all my old equipment. See the old harvester, seeders in here, the hay wagons over there, and they're all at Oliver's in his barn. He's got, you know, a nice barn here. You got 2 places to park here, throw stuff in, throw stuff in there. Actually, isn't my seeder in? Yeah, my seeder's in here as well. The other mower. Told Oliver he could use this stuff, but I don't think he does. Yeah, glitch through the wall here. What side is out? Oh, they're both out, but what side did I want to get out on? Alright. There's the wife cooking. My guess is, well, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not Sunday, so no, she hasn't milked the cows yet. So I am going to be curious that if she doesn't milk the cows and collect the eggs on rainy days, or was that just because it was a Sunday? Because you can see today's Monday, it's raining, and tomorrow's rain again. But for far as my work on the farm today, I consider it done. I'll do the solid fertilizer on a sunny day. I don't need a rush to get to that with that fertilizer up there. I just got to do those 2 fields. I'll get those done. But for today, my work is done on the farm. I'm just going to maybe relax. Maybe go to bed early while the wife cooks. But that's it for me today. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed another day on the farm. See you again soon.